Hello folks, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see we are finally in the 737, the PMDG 737 NGXu of course, which was released just 2 days ago now, and with that I'm very glad that we finally can take the 737 on a couple of flights in the new sim prepare version 5. And yes, also the hotfix 2 has been released previously, and also Active Sky is continuing to push out some minor updates. And all in all, the sim is getting much better now, much more stable, it's running even smoother, and I feel like we are finally at a point where we can be playing in a proper sim and also stable sim, which is very important. So GSX is just bringing in the packs. Baggage is already boarded. I think they just left. There he still is. Okay. And yes, also I have installed some AI traffic. I figured I shouldn't wait for Ultimate Traffic Live version 2 to come out, since there's really no release date or anything published. So I've installed the AIG AI traffic, and works like a treat just now. So I'm very happy with that. But I have dialed it down. I've set traffic density to around 40%, which I figure is probably a realistic percentage for today. And also we got the 737 just in time, as now many European short-haul destinations are ramping up again after the Corona lockdown. And now a couple of flights are back, and also the low-cost carriers such as Ryanair are back in the air. So we are on a pretty nice flight out of Dublin today, and then we are going to Basel to the Justsim scenery, which is also pretty new scenery. So we should have 2 very nice sceneries during the flight today. All right, with that, in order to not lose too much time right now, I will start with the flight plan. So we are operating Ryanair 7356 on the 4th of July from Dublin to Basel in the 738, cost index 13. There's a bit of, it will be tailwind actually, a little bit of tailwind. What else? Departure time 8:35 Zulu, which is 9:35 AM local time, and then we get to Basel, I believe 12:30 local time, so midday. Zero fuel weight 60.9. Flight time 1 hour 46. Alternate will be Frankfurt. Block fuel 8.6 tons pretty much. And takeoff weight 69.4, so 10 tons shy of max takeoff weight. Pretty standard assumptions. The only thing I was a bit confused about is the cruise level 330 was given to me by SimBrief. Real world flight was cruising at 390, so I will see how to handle it once I get up in the air. And also I should mention that this particular route from Dublin to Basel on the 4th of July, it's the first time this route is being operated since the lockdown. So also, a little bit of a special flight at least. All right, so here we are in the cockpit. There are even a few raindrops on the windshield. But we will have a closer look at the weather in just a second. I have loaded the payload as well as the fuel already, and I have also completed the D-links, so that's all set. IRSs take 3 more minutes to line, but that's fine. We can get started on the flight planning. So Addons, we are on Eric 2007, that's correct. Position is set already. That's our routing, and we can request the route straight away. And over here, let's set up progress page. And now that's going to be interesting. I haven't been flying the 737 since, since back in prepare version 4. So it's been a while now. Let's see how I can handle it today. But I'm very much looking forward to fly this aircraft finally in the new sim. Okay, route is loaded in. We can activate that and go to performance. also request that. Load it in. And there we are. So cost index here at 6. I believe that's standard for Ryanair, so I'm going to leave it at this. Alternate, reserves 3.3, that's according to flight plan, that's perfect. Cruise 370, and that sounds better than the 330, so we're gonna go with this one. I think it's better for us. And transition altitude here in Dublin, quick look on the charts, is 5,000. Alright, so that's done. Departure is on runway 28. I've seen AI traffic use this runway, so that should be fine. And then the departure route will be the Dexon 1 Alpha. There it is, execute. Pretty straightforward. We climb out heading 279, which I will put in here. 279. Until we get to 650 feet. Oh no, until we get to 3,000 or above, and then we are allowed to do our left-hand turn, which will pretty much be a 180-degree left-hand turn, and then we are on track 102 towards Dexon, where we have to be above 120. And there are a couple of infos on the airport charts regarding the departure, which are the thrust reduction altitudes. So I just have to remember where exactly to put them in here. But I believe that might be after we do the takeoff calculations. I believe. Yeah, so there is. So thrust reduction will 1750. And then acceleration will be, yeah, will also be 1750 basically. And then we speed up to 230 knots, and only after passing 3250 we are allowed to speed up to 250. So let's head over to the EFB, initialize the flight, and then we can do some calculations, performance, conditions. But let's put wet. It's at least a little bit wet, so we should be on the safe side. Active sky weather request, Dublin. And winds 250 at 9, so that's quite good for the departure. Outside air temperature is 15 degrees. That's where is it? Yeah, there. That's correct. QNH 1013, but it is 1005. And I should put this one to hectopascal, and then it should be fine. Okay, we're gonna try takeoff 2. Flap config will be flap 5. Aircon is on, anti-ice is off, there's no ice. Takeoff weight 69.6, that's correct. And center of gravity, 1 second to double check. (22.5). Okay, calculate and see what we got. No, that doesn't work, so take off 1. And there we are, flap 5, trim 5.5, 131, 144, 150, and temperature 31. Alrighty, I'm going to close this, or basically the weather, it's not too bad, it's just cloudy and a little bit rainy, but there's no icing, and various cloud levels. Yeah, so we will be pretty much straight into the clouds after departure. Alright, so FMC index, performance, N1. And that was 31. on the takeoff 1 and flap 5, center of gravity, and then we have 31, 44, 50, 131, 44, 50, those are correct. Perfect, second page. So wind 250 at 9. Takeoff speed's deleted. Should have known it. All right, but the rest is correct. So that was that, and 131. Okay, now we are set. Perfect. Also, initial climb clearance 9,000. And then we will have V2 plus 10 makes 160, that goes in there. And then we can put the flight director on, auto throttle, VNAV, LNAV, perfect. Okay, I should close some doors now, this is getting a bit annoying. Close, 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 perfect. All right, I believe we can go ahead with the pre-flight checklist, which is oxygen, tested 100%. Navigation, transfer, and display switches are normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector is auto. Flight instruments heading off 007, 007, and altimeters are not set yet, 1005, 1005, there we are. Parking brake is set, engine start levers are cut off, perfect. So we can basically ask for pushback already, and then we are on time. And APU is running already. And then I can put the fuel pumps on. I don't believe we have anything in the center tank. Yaw damper, probes, pretty much switching everything on now.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Oh, and this should go to flight. Alright, seatbelts are on.
Locking gear.
Perfect. So before start checklist, flight deck doors close and locked. Fuel, we have, oh, there's a little bit on the center tank. See, I've been lying before, okay. So there's plenty of fuel on board, that's good. Fuel pumps are on, passenger signs are on, windows are locked, MCP is set at V2. 160 heading 279 and altitude 9,000. We takeoff speeds are V1 131, 144, 150. CDU pre-flight is completed. Rudder and aileron trim is 3 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing. We've talked about the takeoff. Taxi is pretty straightforward. Doesn't need much of elaboration. And anti-collision lights go on now before start checklist is completed. Okay, I need to remove the wheel chocks, of course.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Okay, brakes released. We're gonna start the block time over there.
Engines clear. Start at will.
Alrighty, quick look outside. Oh, the aircraft's looking so beautiful. Yeah, so you can see it's basically cloudy. There's even an Etihad, looks like a Dreamliner back there. There's an Aer Lingus taxiing for departure, and other than that, not too much traffic around right now. Yeah, we'll also need to get used again to flying day eye traffic, but I hope I can handle. Alright, packs go off. And then we are starting engine 2. We're waiting for about 25% N2. There it is.
Set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
This engine number 2 is firing up. That's good. Beautiful reflection of PBR effects on the aircraft. Love it. Perfect. Yeah. So taxiing will be pretty straightforward. Just where are we here? Yeah, out there, down to the left, all the way down there, and then the runway is just down there. So it's pretty straightforward. In terms of taxiways, I believe we are now on Yankee, and then we are down on the inner Foxtrot, and then yeah, pretty much down to the runway. Okay, starting engine 1, same procedure. In the meantime, VORs are set traffic. Now we need it. Weather on my side. And then traffic and terrain over there. Okay, I'm going to confirm the good engine start now to save a little bit of time.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Okay, starter cutout, that's perfect, so we can put the generators on and APU goes off. Packs go back to auto. And then we are on the before taxi checklist. Generators are on, probe heat is on, anti-ice is off, isolation valve is auto.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Engine start switches are cut off, recall is checked, auto brake, RTO, engine start levers are idle. Flight controls, full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, and rudder, full left, full right, neutral. And ground equipment is clear before taxi checklist is completed. All right, so flaps 5. Is it 2 or 3 positions? Can't even remember. Wow, it's really been a while. 3 positions, okay. And then the taxi lights, and we are good to go. I also love the Dublin scenery, but we have seen it before on the channel. That's always so nice to be using the MK sceneries. Okay, so now we will take a left-hand turn. Oh, there's some traffic coming in. Oh, hopefully he's not coming my way. No, he is, and now he's waiting. Okay, I'm just gonna taxi straight ahead to the outer one. And that should also work for us. Yes, as I've mentioned, getting used to AI traffic again. Okay, now we are in the outer foxtrot, which is also fine. Maybe I should put the wipers on. There's a thin air over there. Yeah, so it's a bit of work to install the AIG AI traffic, but now as I have it, I'm super happy with it. Especially considering it's freeware, pretty amazing actually. Okay, the before takeoff checklist. Flaps are 5 green lights and stabilizer trim should be 5.5. So I need to trim up a bit. Should be about it. Okay, and now I believe we have to go one further and then to the right. Do we have the hut? No, we don't. Okay. And then I'm gonna hold short just to make sure there's no traffic incoming. So it doesn't look like much of a wind right now, that's good. Okay, so the transponder, oh, that looks interesting. Is that a supposed to be like that? It looks very dark down here. I'm not sure if that's, but maybe that's intentional. Seems like it. Yeah, okay. So TARA, and other than that, weather and turbulence, we are good to go. Let's put all of them on. And stroke and steady. And then is there any traffic or not? Can't see any, and also there's nothing on the radar just now. So we should be fine. And I think runway 34 is even under construction these days, if I read the charts correctly. Okay, runway 28 is verified for us. And so we can go off to Basel. Do you pronounce it like this, Basel in English? I have no idea. Usually I say Basel. And Toga. Been looking for the click spot just there. Beautiful stuff. Going out of rainy Dublin. Speed takes some time to increase there. Rotate.
V2.
And we are off positive rate. Gear up. I especially like the sort of the wetness on the runway. Stunning. Very, very cool stuff. And now we are already heading into the clouds as expected. Okay, and now we will gradually speed up to 230 knots. And then it seems like we are well above 3000 for the next waypoint. Let me get those two off now. Flaps 1. Auto brake goes off, gear lever goes off. And I think I will even fly the turn manually. And then I think we can speed up fully to 250 knots after the turn. Let's get the retractables back in. Flaps up. Beautiful wing flex as well. And we are past transition. Wow, we are really pitching up now. Some of the flight directors doing some weird stuff here. Okay, those are going to standard. Okay, and let's believe we are cleared above 9000, so this will go to cruise 370. We're taking the turn a little bit too tight there. I don't think that's much of an issue, but let's correct it a little bit. Also, the arc is shifting a bit. Okay, so that's 10,000. Landing lights go off. Taxi lights go off. And then there's low fuel center tank, which is already empty. And we are above the clouds. Beautiful. Amazing stuff. I'm not sure what this flight director is telling me. Why should I go to the left? But now it's coming back in. Maybe I would quickly... what's the next waypoint? Should be Dexon already. Maybe that's why. Okay, execute. And that looks better. Now we can put the autopilot to work. Sweet. Okay. Well, that was a good departure out of Dublin. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will provide you with some scenics right now and then see you back in about 1 hour roughly. folks, welcome back to the flight deck. Now after just about 1.5 hours into the flight, we are closing in on Basel. In fact, we are just west of the city. So this is the city of Basel down there. The airport is just there. And what we did, we came in from the west and then we turned towards the south, and now we are sort of circling around the airport a little bit, and then we will be in for a landing on ILS 33, and we can also see that quite nicely on the chart. So in fact we have just crossed the border into Switzerland, and then just very few miles before touchdown we'll be back into France, and just a very few miles east of the airport is the border to Germany. So this is the point where all the three countries sort of come together, and we are right now enjoying a rather scenic approach as well. So there's sort of a small mountain ridge down here, and there in the background we can already see the Alps with the snow-covered tops. So a beautiful scenic approach here into Basel. Weather, of course, as you can see, is also quite nice, just a few clouds. Well, we don't need to double check. I just did the calculations and I got the latest weather. So wind is 6 knots from 250, temperature 23 degrees, altimeter is 1021, transition is 7000. I'm just checking if we are already at this point where we can go to local altimeters. Not quite, but I'm just noticing we are a bit too high. Let me put a little bit of speed brakes out. Wow, is there any faster way to do this? That's super annoying. Maybe like this, okay. It's a bit better. Yeah, we need to catch up here about 1000 feet. It's not a lot, we can do it. Just crossing 10,000 as well, so those will go to on. And yes, so final approach course will be 333. I have also dialed in the ILS frequency of 109.35 down here. Landing speed will be 141 plus 5 makes 146, and I also put in auto brake 3 since there's an exit down on the runway which I kind of want to take. Will be taxiway hotel. Then we don't have to taxi back all the way, just saving us a little bit of time on the ground. I hope we don't get any AI interference, but I just checked before I started the recording and it looked all well, so there was no traffic around. And okay, now the clouds just disappeared. That's one of the very few bugs that Active Sky in combination with True Sky still has. It's like keeps loading in and out the clouds from time to time, but it's not too much of a worry. And here we can enjoy this beautiful view down on the Alps. That's worth a screenshot even. Yes, and other than that, so we will be on a glide slope of 3.5 degrees today. So we kind of want to make sure to not be too fast once we intercept the glide slope, since slowing down on the final approach will be a little bit more difficult than we are used to. Nothing too bad. We can easily manage in a 737. Maybe I should put more speed brakes out. Yeah, but now it's coming back. Okay, now we're catching up. That's good. That's a beautiful scene out here. Very enjoyable approach into Basel right now. It's the first time for me flying into this airport, but kind of like it, until now at least. Yeah, so during the cruise I've noticed that I forgot to load in the winds earlier when setting up for the flight. Okay, now we need to go to local 1021, that's set. Yeah, it's fine. It's only a short flight and not too much wind, so it didn't make much of a difference anyway, but kind of forgot it earlier. Okay, I think I can get rid of the speed brakes now. We want to level out at 5,700 before we intercept the glide slope. And in terms of speeds, we should drop back soon. We are now 16 miles out, just flying rather close to this mountain ridge right now. And I can already arm the localizer. Okay, in terms of checklists, I've completed the descent checklist earlier, and then next up is approach. Altimeters are set to 1021. Approach checklist is completed. Next up will be landing on short final. And in terms of a go around, we will climb to 5,500 and turn left towards waypoint Altic, where we will be holding. And we have been at this waypoint earlier, actually. Was part of our approach. Okay, now we can arm approach mode, and we should see glide slope captured just now. That's perfect, and I will set flap 2. And the runway is straight ahead. That's perfect. We can now put all the lights on. Don't need any turn-offs today. Those go to continuous. And let's put this back to 160, and then we can slow down further once we are closer to touchdown. Let's set flap 5. Yeah, it's already kind of hard to slow down now. That's what I've been expecting. This goes to 5,500 for the go around. And I think I will do an early gear drop here, just to help the aircraft slow down a bit. Awesome stuff with the PBR and reflections on the wing. There's a little bit of stuttering just now. I will put a little bit of speed brakes out. Again, this is really annoying here. I remember it somehow being easier to use.
2,500.
And yeah, we're a little bit too fast. I kind of know that was coming. Just didn't handle it quite well enough. Okay, flap 10, and that should really help us slow down now. 15, keep it coming. Okay, and this goes back to 146. And yeah, we are kind of late with our preparations here. 4.6 miles out now. It's really hard to slow down the aircraft today. Okay, now we'll arm the speed brakes. And flaps full, landing checklist, engine start switches are continuous, speed brakes are armed, landing gears down, flaps are set, and I will resume the aircraft quickly, and then it's my aircraft. Yeah, so not perfect, certainly. Should have been a little bit early on slowing down the aircraft, but it's okay. We managed. And it seems like the touchdown zone is quite away into the runway. Okay, now we're a bit too low, but that's fine.
100. Minimums.
Continue.
Wide slope. Wide slope. Wide slope. Wide slope.
And now we get the warning, but there's plenty of runway before the touchdown zone, though it's all well.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And there we are. Reverse. And idle forward, manual braking. These textures always take a while to load in. Alrighty, welcome to Basel, ladies and gentlemen. Flight time 1 hour 38. And we have made an on-time arrival. Okay, perfect. And that's Taxiway Hotel. That's the one I wanted to get. So easy. Oh, there's a runway light on the taxiway. Yeah, so the scenery is the Justsim scenery. It's not too old, just a couple of months old. This goes to off, flaps come back up. Speed brakes, flight directors off, APU start, taxi lights, and those go all to off, those go to steady. Okay, and after this turn I can set up GSX as well. Also I should switch the transponder to off, or to standby rather. And traffic and terrain goes off. And traffic and weather as well. Alright, so in terms of parking, I'm looking for gate 29. There it is, 29 small, no follow me. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. Perfect, so GSX is waiting for us at gate 29. Have I missed anything of the cleanup? I hope not. APU is running. We can put this one to on. Sweet. We still get this little bit of flickering when using the enhanced atmospherics, or True Sky rather, but I feel like it's been better since hotfix 2 has been released, but maybe I'm wrong on that, but it feels a bit like it. Okay, so where are we? We are on taxiway Bravo, and we want to go in November 3, which is the third one of those. There are actually 3 down there. And then our gate will be over there. And looks like there's really no other traffic here right now. It's probably because I have dialed down the traffic density quite a bit to resemble the real world traffic these days. And also guys, as a little bit of a teaser for the next video, I have decided to start a pretty cool, yeah, let's call it flight sim project. It will be a couple of flights in a row. And I don't want to mention too much right now, but it should be pretty cool. We are sort of doing a lap around the world, and yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. I hope it all works out as planned, and then we should see, or you guys should see, the first video of this project rather soon on the channel, hopefully. Okay, enough said about this. Taxi lights go off. So that's 29 Alpha, and I believe 29 we turn in from there. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, so that's 30 Alpha and 29 are just next to it. Okay, shall we trust GSX today for a change? I feel like airports that are newly released are doing much better in terms of GSX configs. Well, of course, I mean, and that's not a surprise, but makes life a bit easier for us. I think I'm a little bit skewed here, not perfectly aligned. We are very slow right now, but it's fine. It's a great level of detail, as it seems here. 3, 2, 1, and yeah, almost on this spot. Park and brake. APU is running, so we can kill the engines. APU bleed is on. That's all good. Seatbelt signs go off. Anti-collision lights go off. Fuel pumps go off as well. Probe heats. And the engine electrics. Alright, I believe that's pretty much it. Clock time of course, I was just about to say, and I think we have just lost the enhanced atmospherics, which is fine. The sim does it when it's running out of VRAM. It's very convenient in terms it doesn't crash to desktop. It just changes the settings automatically. But it does change our cockpit textures quite a bit. So anyhow, since we are on the ground, I can live with that. Okay, FS actions, ground services, set wheel chocks. Shutdown checklist, fuel pumps are off, probe heat are off. Hydraulic panel is set, flaps are up, parking brake is released. Engine start levers are cut off and weather radars off. Shutdown checklist is completed, and now we can ask for a deboarding. Alright guys, and with that, once again, welcome to Basel. I hope you have enjoyed the flight. GSX is unloading the baggage. The bus is on its way, and as we can see, GSX has put us exactly on this spot. So very good GSX config here. Sweet. Alright guys, as already mentioned, there's a flight sim project coming up. Hope to see you on the next video as well, and take care.